Well, good morning, everybody. It is now June 26th. We've been home from Yellowstone for about 2 weeks, sitting in our driveway camping, making the final preparations for our house. Not to get it ready for sale, but actually for the closing. While we were in Yellowstone, we got an offer on the house, which Marie and I both accepted. And upon our return, there was a house inspector that came in and noticed a couple things that needed to be done. So we were busy fixing those things to satisfy the buyer. We satisfied all that. The appraisal came in. It came in higher than what we were asking, which was good for the buyer. So when he gets his loan, you don't have to come up with as much monies. So that's what we've been doing for the 2 weeks. In fact, as of yesterday, the few items, if you call 3 tables worth of stuff that we wanted to sort out and save and put in the truck as a few items.
Folding tables. 3
3 folding tables full of stuff. We did organize it. I don't think we threw away as much as I thought we would. But we did get it down to 6 totes. We have 6 totes in the back of the truck. So we feel pretty good about that. One of those totes will almost be emptied when we get back. Marie's going to tell you about that. When we get back from our next trip. Because we're going to install an inverter that's going to just power the receptacles in the camper while we're on boondocking, which we're looking forward to too. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. The good news is we did get notification yesterday, which is what motivated us to finalize cleaning out the garage, that the closing will be July 17th. So our days are numbered here at our residence. It's been a wonderful home. This is the place we raised our kids. It just got too big. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath is too much for
a lot of work.
2 adults and 2 dogs, and these 2 don't help too much.
No, not at all. Right, Ethel?
So what's on the calendar next there, hon?
Well, in a couple days, we're going to go to Myrtle Beach for a vacation. We really like it down there. So we're going to go to a different campground. It's called Lakewood RV Park. We're going to go out with our son and his family. And we're going to relax. Go to the beach. Go to a couple places we like to visit.
Like Rio's Brazilian Steakhouse.
That's the best.
Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna eat for about 3 days before we go, just so I have enough room to eat all the different specialty meats that they have. It's really good. And
I will be comparing how much their meat compares to the steaks I had in Wyoming. They were delicious.
Wyoming.
Oh my.
Yeah, I realize I haven't finished loading the videos from our Yellowstone trip. A couple highlights. As we were leaving going down the east road out of Yellowstone, we had a vehicle climbing the hill, flashing its lights, and I'm thinking, what could be happening at this early time of the morning? And I'm thinking the worst. I'm thinking a camper was going down the steep hill and lost his brakes or something. No such luck. We come around the corner. There was a bison on our side walking up the hill. What was really odd was, how did he get there? If you ever been up the east gate into Yellowstone, there's a steep grade on one side and a very steep hill going up the other side. Where did he come from? And then we were thinking, how far he'll have to go before he can even get off the road. So I'm sure he was a road hazard for a couple of hours. Got to the bottom, went through Cody. I had traveled this road when I was about 16 years old, and I forgot all about a lot of the scenery, which is absolutely beautiful. But as soon as we got past Cody, I saw another mountain range, and I went, I bet you that's the Bighorn Mountains. Well, sure enough, it was. And you probably saw our video when we were climbing that mountain. I'll tell you what, we never expected that on June 1st. Marie mentioned some steaks that we had purchased. We stopped in a park in Buffalo, Wyoming, RV park, And while we were there, I got some propane, and somebody mentioned, "Have you been next door to the meat market?" I says, "No, we're RVing. We don't have a large refrigerator. Let me check with my wife, and maybe we'll stop over and check it out." Well, mentioned it to her. She said, "Oh, why not? I could make some room if they got some good selections." So, long story short, she got some pork chops, some bacon, some steaks. Oh my God. When those steaks came out for defrosting a couple days later when we were in Missouri, I didn't know she was wanting me to cook both of them.
Mhm.
They were so big, we could have cut them in half and each had a steak and saved the second one for a later date.
Nope,
So
I was eating my own.
she made it clear that she was hungry and she wanted her whole steak. I was not able to finish mine. So the little piece that I had left, which was probably about a third of it, we stuck it in the fridge, and I said, "Well, I'll eat that, for leftovers or something." The next morning, she's making breakfast, and I see my steak on the counter, and she's cutting it up. I said, "Oh, am I having steak with my breakfast?" She looked at me and says, "No, we are." So I didn't even get to eat my whole steak. She ate part of mine. So all kidding aside, we had a good time. We want to thank everybody. Any other stories? Our first truck wash in Sioux Falls through a Blue Beacon. Very nice, very interesting.
They did a good job.
Since I put the cap on the truck, I'm at 7'2". As most of you know, you can't go through a regular car wash with the 7'2" truck. You actually have to go through something bigger. And since we went across the Bighorn, it wasn't salty. I don't even know if they use salt in Wyoming, but it was kind of like a muddy type of film on the camper. And of course, no RV park lets you wash your RVs. So I said, let's give this a shot. So they washed it. They put Rain-X on it, and I had the tire details done. And I'm gonna tell you what, they did a great job, and we wouldn't hesitate to do it again. So thumbs up for the Blue Beacon truck wash, at least the one in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
And another great place was Deadwood. All I'm gonna say is cha-ching.
Yeah, I guess I should back up a little bit. We did after Buffalo. Oh, wait a minute, after Buffalo, and we got video. So hold on to your hats. Devil's Tower. Somebody said take the detour off of Interstate 90 and go up to Devil's Tower. We did. We have video. I just don't have it posted yet. But anyway, like she said, we went to Deadwood. We went to Whistler's Gulch campground. Very nice. Once you park your rig, you really don't need to drive anymore because they have a trolley come through the campground, and for $1, they'll take you into town. For $1, they'll take you back to the campground. And they run like
every 20 minutes. 25 minutes.
20 minutes till the hour and 10 minutes after the hour. So it was every 30 minutes that they actually ran. But their hours are long. I said
3 a.m. They were running till 3 a.m.
They would run to 3 a.m. So if you got the hankering to go gambling, one-armed bandits, till 3 o'clock in the morning.
If you like to drink and not drive, that's the benefit right there.
Yep.
Go do that trolley.
But one of the reasons I picked Deadwood wasn't for the gambling, because I didn't even know they had that gambling there. I went for Wild Bill Hitchcock. Everybody remembers that HBO special that came on Deadwood, and I really wanted to learn a little bit more about the history. So it wasn't as much history as I thought. In fact, I started watching the Deadwood series again to see if I could combine my visit with what was in the movie. And history wasn't preserved in the town. For example, Wild Bill Hitchcock was claimed today to be killed in Saloon Number 10. Well, there's two Saloon Number 10s in town. One of them claims they have the chair he was sitting in. The other one claims they have the table and chair that he used to be in. You got to pay $10 extra to see that. And I said, you know what? With no definite determination that it was real, we weren't going to pay $10 to see it. We're on a fixed income now too, being retired full-time nomads. So we did take the bus tour, which took you slowly down Deadwood's main street and told you about some of the things that happened in town, like when Jack McCall got caught, a freezer that they kept him in and stuff like that. And then we went up to the cemetery. Now, I don't recall the cemetery being up on a hill. So when I inquired about it, they notified us that because of all the flooding they used to have in Deadwood, they actually moved the cemetery to the top of a hill. And yes, Calamity Jane is buried next to him, where they moved all the graves. So beautiful cemetery, by the way.
It was a really good bus tour too.
Really good bus
And
tour.
we're not one for doing those, but I think we're going to do them more often.
And it was only $12 for that bus ride. It was well worth it. So anyway, we don't want to give up everything. Look for the other videos. I'm going to work on them while we're on vacation.
And now,
I usually get up early in the morning, so that'll give me something to do. As long as we have good internet, you'll start seeing the rest of the posts for Yellowstone.
yeah, our main thing is done, take care of the house, so now we have more time to start camping.
Yep.
Yep.
We're going to concentrate on camping. We're once we get back from Myrtle Beach, we're only 2 weeks away from becoming or doing our obligation as campground host for a local state park. Once that's done, we're just going to hang around for 2 weeks, and then newsflash, we're going back to South Dakota. We have an address, but we didn't get any of the driver's licenses or registrations done yet. They needed titles for the registrations. Driver's licenses, it's better to do them at the same time so you can get everything set up with the new address and your titles. So we didn't have that with us at the time, so we're going to take care of that. We're on our way. At the end of August, we're going to take 6 weeks, and we're going to California. My 40th high school reunion is coming up, and since I'm no longer working, I told Marie, let's go do that. And then further down the line on the schedule is a quick trip back to Pennsylvania. We're going to come back from California in 6 days. I mean,
We have a
we may be
we
may be professional Walmart stayers by the time we get back, because we're just going to pull in, nap, get back in the truck, and drive another 500-600 miles. But we have to be back here by the 11th of October for a 3-day stay in a state park for our grandkids for the Halloween
trunk and treat.
trunk and treat.
It's a Halloween event.
Oh,
It's really nice, and we plan to do it, and we're going to come back and do it with our grandkids.
we already had made reservations. It's so popular that we had to make reservations on January 2nd, so we don't want to miss it. So we're willing to give a 6-day trip to hurry up and get back for this event. And then as soon as that's done, we're going to start heading south, directly from Pennsylvania. We've already got reservations for a park down in North Carolina for a week. It's one of our favorites. We'll tell you about it when it happens. And then we're going to make our way down to Panama City, New Orleans. We're members of the Escapees Club. I think we're going to go to Livingston and stop there for a few days. Who knows? Maybe we'll stop for a couple weeks. Don't know yet.
Who knows?
And then eventually we will be at Quartzsite. My prediction is Quartzsite by Thanksgiving.
Could be.
Roughly. So anyway, there's our schedule in a nutshell. Keep your eye out for our videos coming to YouTube soon. See ya.
See ya. Bye. Oh, girls, don't say. Oh, they're running.